Hey everyone, it's the Edgar. This is going to be a video on Starlight Road. With Heavy being banned, a lot of people think Starlight Road isn't going to be as effective as it once was. But in this format, it will still be just as effective, and actually, in my opinion, it'll be more effective. The reason for this last format, you had two Torrentials you could Starlight against. You had a Heavy Storm, a Dark Hole, and two Mirror Force. Is what you could Starlight Road against last format. So you had a couple cards. Other than that, it was really rare to see other cards that destroyed multiple things at the same time. So, I'd say the last point you had about 5 or 6. I mean, you saw Black Rose a little bit. So, I'd say 6 valid targets for Starlight Road last format. This format, you're going to have a lot more, and I want to discuss those. Starting off with main deck cards, all the dragon variants are pretty much now maining this card because it's Heavy Storm. Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon. Return one face-up level 5 or higher dragon-type monster you control to the hand, destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. It's Heavy Storm. Like, you bring out a Dragon Ruler, activate Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon, wipe everything, go crazy. That's what you do. So Starlight Road is going to be very good against this card. And all the dragon decks are going to run it. Like, there's no reason not to. They can consistently play dragons every single turn and then just play Wing Beat. Another very popular card right now to replace Heavy Storm is Malevolent Catastrophe. It's in 90% of side decks, and furthermore, not only in side decks, but some people are even main decking it. I know a lot of plant players have been main decking this card just to kind of like wipe the field and then they can go for their big plays. These two cards you're going to see a lot. This one you're obviously going to see all the time. I mean, it's Dark Hole. It's a staple. Every single deck runs it. A lot of people have also been running Lightning Vortex lately. Whether that'll continue into this format or not, we'll see. I think it probably will. Basically, the first time they spam out their field, you can drop a Dark Hole, wipe it out. Then if they spam again, you can just drop a Vortex and wipe it out. So like I said, these two cards are going to see a lot of play. But you're also going to have the Torrential Tribute. You're going to have the two Mirror Forces. You're going to have Icarus Attack, Delta Crow, and then you're also going to have like Exceeds, Synchros, and Fusions. So you got Gyzaris, Black Rose, Hyunlei, Zenmeo, and these are just common ones. I mean, you're also going to have Elemental Hero players who will now be running the Masked Heroes, and Masked Hero Acid falls under the category of Starlight Road. So, I mean, now, and these are going to be popular decks. Like, these cards will be cards you will see a lot. And the reason for that is these decks are going to be very good this next format. Like I said, Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon, every dragon deck can just toss it in there and boom, they can run it and go ham with it. Malevolent Catastrophe, every single deck can run it. Dark Hole, every deck can run it. Torrential, Mirror Force, every deck will run it. Lightning Vortex, pretty much most of the decks will run it, like one of it at least, I'm thinking. Blackwings are going to be really popular in the next format, and they run triple Icarus. They usually only run one Delta Crow, but you never know with Blackwing. So, I mean, even if they ran triple Icarus and one Delta Crow, and then one Dark Hole, and two Mirror Force, and one Torrential, like, still, think about how many cards it is. I mean, that's like, in this next meta, like, almost every single deck runs a card that can destroy spell and trap cards, because one of the common things this next meta is going to be summon a monster set 5 pass, or summon a monster set 4 pass. So people want to get rid of all the back rows, and like I said, Starlight Road is still going to be just as good as ever. In fact, it's going to be better than ever. Like, it's going to be better than it has been in many formats. I'm actually running 2 of it main decked in my anti-meta deck right now, my Chain Beat, and people just I've had this card played on me so many times by Dragon Plants and stuff. They're like, Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon, and I'm like, Starlight Road. They're like, who the hell runs that? Like, of course I'm gonna run it. Like, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna do? Like, of course, like, I don't understand, I don't understand how people are surprised that I still run Starlight Road. I mean, look at all these targets. I mean, that's like 20, 30 targets in this meta that are gonna pop my Starlight Road. I'm actually debating maining 3 Starlight Road, to be honest. Or at least siding the 3rd, because, like, every time I draw Starlight Road, I get to use it. Like, it's really, really good. Like, I'll have Thunderbird out, and I'll summon Thunderbird and attack with 2 Thunderbirds, and they'll play Mirror Force, and I'm just like, Starlight Road. So, like I said, I mean, it's a really good card. And it's going to be more alive in this format than any of the previous formats for a long, long time. So, basically, anyone who thinks Starlight Road isn't going to be good in this next format, you're going to get a good wake-up call. Like, I'm going to tell you that right now. Because Starlight Road is going to be amazing in the next format. So much destruction. and so much power, like with Starlight Road. Because I mean, not only does Starlight Road negate, like say they play Dark Hole or Mirror Force or something, like it not only does it negate their card and it goes 1-for-1 for them and negates their card and you still get to go off, but then it gives you a 2500 beater. I mean, like that's a +1 in a serious way, like because it's a 2500 beater, but it can also use its effects. So if they play something else, like if I attack and they try and Mirror Force, I Starlight Road it. And then on their turn, they can't Dark Hole me because I've got Stardust. Like they can go activate Dark Hole and go Stardust. It's another 1-for-1, so it minuses them even more. I mean, it's too good to explain with words. It honestly is. Like it's just so good. So basically, Starlight Road becomes a -2 in one way or another. It becomes a -2 for your opponent. So like, and part of the new anti-meta setup for Chain Beat is resource game. It's all about resources. So if you can out-resource them, why not? And people rage quit. Like, when they play one of these cards, like, they'll play one of these cards, and I'll play Starlight Road, and they'll quit. Like, because, like, at that point, it's so hard to come back from it. I mean, it really is. And like I said, there's more cards that you'll be able to Starlight Road. These were just some that I thought of off the top of my head. I was like, these are some good examples of cards that you will see a lot. I mean, you'll still see other things that destroy multiple cards at the same time. Technically, Bottomless can also be Starlight Roaded. Like if you activate Return from the Different Dimension, yeah. And they try and Bottomless or something, you'd be like, please, Starlight Road, because it destroys more than one at the same time. But like I said, I wanted to let everyone know Starlight Road is not bad in this next format. Like if you're like, I know someone asked me what I thought of Starlight Road this next format, and I figured instead of just telling people one by one, I would just make a video about it and explain that Starlight Road, because of all of these cards you see in front of you, will be like the shit this next format. Like Starlight Road will be like that ultimate tech card that just like your opponent plays something and you're like Starlight Road, and they just like they don't even know what to do. They don't know what to do at that point. They're just like, really? Did you seriously just fucking Starlight Road me? And you're like, yep. How's it going? So I said Starlight Road will be absolutely amazing in this format. Even more so, Stardust Dragon will be really, really good in this format, especially for Chain Beat. And the reason for that is Chain Beat is a very strong deck. Like with the way they did the ban list, Chain Beat is an amazingly strong deck this next format. It really is. And getting a free 2500 beater in a Chain Beat deck is monumental. And I mean that. I mean, it's literally monumental. And I'll explain that a little bit later when I do an in-depth breakdown of Chain Beat and explain some things on the deck. But for right now, this is just a video about Starlight Road and how it's going to be extremely effective this next format. So if you think this card's going to go away and it doesn't have any use anymore, then you're completely wrong. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. No offense. But this is going to be an amazing card this next format, and I'm really looking forward to running it this next format. So, this is the Gadget Guru, and I'll catch you all later.